Erik Ten Hag must take some of the blame. Erik Ten Hag made a big call on the captaincy and keeper first choice. And Ten Hag is complicit with where Manchester United are some of the taglines from journalists that cover Manchester United. Already, the knives are out for the manager. His mistakes being highlighted, his mistakes being focused upon in large quarters of the British media and by a lot of Manchester United fans. Why is Maguire the captain? Why is Ronaldo still here? Why didn't you bring on Donny van der Beek? It's the same questions being asked of the previous two managers at Manchester United. We all know where the real problem lies, or I think we all know where the real problem lies. But my message is very, very clear to Erik Ten Hag this morning. My friend, you need to quit and you need to walk away if nothing changes at this football club. The pattern is clear, the pattern is simple. Every single time Man United get a new manager, it doesn't take long for fans to forget about the rebuild that's needed, forget about the abysmal ownership, forget about the terrible structure, and to take blame away from the people that have truly destroyed our football club. 17 years ago, the Glazers came in and thousands of fans left supporting the club and created FC United of Manchester. There were protests, there was noise being made. Fans were told to shut up. The success kind of maintained itself due to the brilliance of Sir Alex Ferguson and the running of the club by David Gill. It was still being run well, even under their ownership. But there were very early signs. There were signs 4 to 5 years in. Rooney wanted to walk away, as an example, not replacing Cristiano Ronaldo. The famous line from Sir Alex, there's no value in the market. Players like David Silva, players like Sergio Aguero should have been Man United players. Where we were in the pyramid, the money that we should have been spending wasn't there because of Glazonomics. The new TV deal money came in and the club started to spend money big on players. We've outspent the majority of our rivals across Europe in the last decade. But we have hemorrhaged that money on the wrong players, for the wrong systems, for the wrong managers, and created a cacophony, a Molotov cocktail, if you like, squad of players from different systems, managers, eras, playing styles, and profiles to a point where you cannot make a coherent, cohesive, together team, especially not with one preseason and only 3 of your own signings being purchased. Manchester United was never going to be fixed, as predicted by many people like myself, just by bringing Erik Ten Hag in. A systematic, deep dive change needs to happen at the club. The way we operate, the standards set by the owners, the standards set by the board, the way we operate, the erosion of player power, along with a clear playing style from the manager. That manager's playing style then needs to be adopted by the football club and maintained for a period of time, meaning as you switch managers, squad overhauls are not required to the same degree as needed now. Now, this is basic football knowledge. I know you, the Football Terrace fans, because you're diehard football fans, completely understand that because you understand football. I'm talking about everybody else outside of our community. And maybe you're someone that's only just watching us for the first time today. I know you're getting it as well. Man United have got deep-rooted problems, which is why I understand reviewing yesterday's game in isolation, just as Tom McDermott has done here and has kind of said the manager's got to take some blame here. I kind of get that. There were things he did wrong. I think picking Martinez is a mistake. But the fans can't be sidetracked. There's elements of what Mark Ogden has said here that I get. He did keep Maguire as captain. He did keep David De Gea as his goalkeeper. And both should probably not be here. But then goes on to say Arteta dropped Leno and that sparked a turnaround. I've seen people say that Arteta got rid of Aubameyang. He didn't after 2 games in charge. So let's just not rewrite history. You know, Klopp and Pep didn't have their teams playing exactly how they wanted after 2 games. They both made mistakes. Were things as bad as now? No. But their clubs weren't in the situation and in the predicament and suffering of 10 years of abstract failure and regression before they took over. So you can't just judge one club's rebuild, one manager's rebuild versus another's without applying the context. Now, rivals will, of course, do that. And I'm speaking to rivals for a minute here. I completely expect you to say it's not the Glazers. I've seen it tweets everywhere. It's not the Glazers. They didn't pick the team. It's not the Glazers. They don't pick the stuff. They didn't pick the captain. It's not the Glazers. They don't set the formation. They don't set the style. They don't do the training. I get rivals saying that because rivals only really want to see you attack your players and your manager. It's fun. They get a kick out of it. I totally understand. I'm not really addressing those people. I'm talking to Manchester United fans. I'm already starting to see people go, yeah, but we have to look at the manager here. And it's Groundhog Day again. And that is why I'm saying Erik Ten Hag, if nothing changes, has to quit. His advisors are already furious that he feels like he's been hung out to dry. And they've done so poorly in the transfer market. That's with players in and players out. He knew there was a budget of around £150 million. They haven't been able to add to that because they've not really sold anybody. You've still got Phil Jones there. Bay's still there. There's so many players still at the club that should be gone. You've got the contract and transfer situations with Rashford and Ronaldo, where the football club is rolling over and letting those players tickle their bellies against the wishes of Ten Hag. That then puts Ten Hag in a very awkward position publicly where he doesn't want to speak negatively about his squad. No manager does. All managers will, generally speaking, toe the party line until a particular point. Look how long it took Mikel Arteta, who's being praised at the minute, to speak out about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's behaviour and the detriment he brings to the team. It took over 2 years of him being at the club until he started to say, listen, enough is enough now. I'm going to start to tell the public a bit more of the truth. He didn't do it after 2 games. He didn't do it after 3 months in charge. It takes time. But some Man United fans are going to fold here. Some Man United fans are going to bend because it becomes an easier piece of fruit to grasp going after the manager or going after a player than focusing on the one true consistent problem at Man United over the past 17 years. And that is the ownership of the Glazers. They will turn on Ten Hag first. Fans will turn, the media will turn, the conversation will turn. Yeah, but it's his style. We already saw Jamie Redknapp trying to do it last night. The Glazers have spent millions, in fact, over £1 billion. We can't keep blaming them. It isn't about the amount of money they spend, it's what they waste the money on. The amount of money they've taken out of the football club. This manager needed a rebuild. Gary Neville got it right. Not getting the players in that Erik Ten Hag needed is baffling and difficult to forgive. There's a lack of money at the club, but they took £24 million of dividends out. And they have been taking that level of money out of the club for years. They've hemorrhaged money on the wrong players, the wrong managers. That money's now gone because they've spent it. And I'm someone who I can't take my focus off this. I know the manager is going to make mistakes, especially early on in the Prem. I would love to be able to focus purely on those mistakes. Or what could he do differently? How could we improve? But every manager has gone through what Ten Hag has already started to go through after 2 games, focusing on him and what he's doing as opposed to the running of the football club. Even if it's all Ten Hag's fault, let me ask you the question: who picked the manager? Said that after everybody turned on the previous 3 or 4. Who picked him? That should be where the focus is at this point, but it isn't, and it worries me. Therefore, I think the manager should walk away. If nothing changes, he should walk away from Manchester United and quit, because it's just going to be his reputation, his name, his mental health, his career that is dragged through the mud. United fans will go through a 6 to 12 month period. The media will go for a 6 to 12 month period where it's him being ripped apart. There'll be a feel-good factor when he goes, oh, maybe the new guy can make us better. And then when the new guy comes in and the same problems persist, we'll be back here again and everybody will be like, oh, yeah, I think we get rid of the manager and get rid of a couple of these players, we'll be better. No, something's got to change. Man United fans have got to lead this. I said it yesterday. I was very angry when I said it yesterday, but I mean it. Cut the money away from the football club. The Glazers only care about making money. We're at a point now where fans are the ones who are complicit, not the manager, not the players. We know that some of them aren't good enough. We know that some of them struggle and make mistakes, but we've been talking about them. We've done everything possible with these squads to try and get the force as fans to force change in the squads, in the management team, the style changes, and nothing seems to improve. What we need to force change on and put the energy into is changing the way the club is run. That's where the problem lies. Fans have the power. Fans have the control. Pull your money away and make the greedy, money-hungry Glazers squirm. And I know it ain't easy. I see all the challenges. Someone else will buy my ticket. Cool, but you've done your part. What if I never get my season ticket back? Then you've proven you love the football club. Yeah, but Adidas have already given Man United the money. Cool. Oh, but the shops have already bought the shirts from Adidas, so nobody loses out if nobody buys them. Yes, they do. The shop does. The shop sells less Man United shirts. They buy less from Adidas next time. Adidas make less money. They penalise financially Man United. Equally, if there's a big gesture of season ticket holders not going to games, not renewing, shirts not being bought, everybody cancels MUTV, what do you think that does to the share price of the football club? It plummets. Do your research. It's the share price of Manchester United, where the Glazers have made hundreds of millions of pounds out of us, far more than they've ever done in dividends. The money they make through Manchester United on the stock exchange through the selling of low-ranking shares, what they call their A shares. Strange, actually. Their B shares are actually stronger than their A shares. It's normally the other way around. But anyway, they've made hundreds of millions. The last article I read about a year ago stated around £500 million they've made. Bomb the share price. They can't make any money. They lose, in fact. Go after everyone who sponsors the football club. Damage their online rating. Give them 1-star ratings on Google. Threaten it first. If they don't pull their sponsorship, then do it. They'll pull their sponsorship. Trust me, they'll pull their sponsorship. TeamViewer have already done it. They're saying we actually think we've given Man United too much money. No, it's because Man United fans destroyed your online footprint. There are tangible, non-violent, non-aggressive ways to damage Man United, and it's all based on money. Financial sanctions are needed to save this football club, not turning on Eric Ten Hag. Now, I do understand there's a difference between focusing on what went wrong in the game, tactically, individually, on a player basis, compared to the overall running of the football club. But surely Man United fans are tired of just thinking if we make these 3 or 4 subtle changes tactically, the club will be fixed. Because I'm telling you now, it's rotten. And all we do is attach new, clean pieces of undamaged wood to rotten wood. We don't dredge, remove the bad stock first. We never have. So the rot continues. The rot moves into the new people. And I don't like to be negative, but I can't help this. I have to speak the truth here. If Man United fans don't change where their anger towards the Glazers, if they don't focus on them on a ratio of 10-1, 8-1, even 5-1, for every one tweet when you moan about the starting lineup, are you moaning and pushing against the Glazers more? What tangible action have you taken? And I want to finish by saying this because only the people that have stayed this long will get this. I've had a lot of people call me out. I've had a lot of Sky Sports presenters, YouTubers turned Sky Sports presenters, content creators everywhere, moaning about my video yesterday, saying, how dare you blame fans? You're just pandering to the fans because you want them to watch you and like your content. I'm very lucky that the football terrace community don't agree with a lot of the things I say, but still come back. I don't need to pander to anybody. I don't need to tap anybody on the head, rub their back, polish their head, whatever it may be. I don't need to do anything like that because I'm strong enough to stand on my own 2 feet. The reason I'm calling out certain fans is this. You hold the power to make change at Man United. Protests haven't worked. Green and gold scarves haven't worked. Sacking managers hasn't worked. Selling hated players hasn't worked. Dropping the players you don't like hasn't worked. Changing the formation hasn't worked. Getting a game cancelled didn't work. Nothing that's been done so far has made any change at all. The one thing that hasn't been tried yet is everybody pulling their money away. And I know people that love this football club feel that by buying the shirts, there's a connection. Going to the games, you're supporting the players need my support. I get it. I understand. I get called out as being an armchair fan. I've never really shared this very often publicly, but I gave my season tickets up in protest. I had a season ticket. I had 2, in fact. I loved going to games. I said, I miss going to games every week. I haven't taken my 3 children to a Man United game yet, which I always dreamed of doing. I haven't bought my children a Man United kit for about 5-6 years ago when I made all these decisions. Hang on, why am I giving this money to this football club? I'm complicit. What I'm saying to other fans, I said to myself, I've made these changes to try and make Man United better. I'm not an activist. I'm not a hero. I'm not trying to look better than any other fan. That isn't my motivation. My motivation is to make Man United better, to make Man United a beacon, a place that a club that you can watch how it operates and runs and go, I'm proud of that. It's something I want to associate with. It's such a culturally important element of Salford, of Manchester, of England, of Britain, of European football. And the way it's being treated legitimately burns me. Built by the working classes, for the working classes, now being exploited by billionaires. Everybody should be standing up against this. And Ten Hag, I reiterate my message again. If the club ain't backing you and the fan and media attention goes on to you rather than the way the club is being run, my friend, please quit because they're going to turn on you.